Stevie Clark has been dismissed by Oklahoma State basketball coach Travis Ford. Clark was arrested early Sunday, his third disciplinary issue since joining the program. We're joined now by Jenni Carlson from the Oklahoman sports desk. And what does this mean for Stevie Clark?
Well, I think a lot of unresolved questions right now about Stevie Clark's future. We know that his future does not rest with the Cowboys. His Oklahoma State career over in less than a season. He was sent home in late November from a tournament in Florida for a violation of team rules, then was arrested in the early part of January and was suspended for a game. Now another arrest and no suspension. He's actually kicked off the team. So at this point, as far as we know, still in good academic standing, but would likely have to stay in school at Oklahoma State to then transfer somewhere else after the season, after the school year. But you know, that would require Stevie Clark to do a lot on his own in terms of getting to class, getting things in order. And to this point, as an athlete, he's gotten a lot of help and has been unable to do those things with that help. So you have to wonder now, without the structure of going to practice, games, road trips, the team, the coaching staff, will those things be possible for Stevie Clark? I think a lot of questions about his future in basketball.
He was a former standout at Douglas High School. He was averaging 5.3 points in 16 minutes per game for the OSU Cowboys as their backup point guard. This is a thin team. What does this mean for OSU at this point?
Yeah, a bench that was thin got thinner by Stevie Clark's dismissal. Obviously losing Michael Cobbins, a starter earlier in the year, pushed Kamari Murphy into the starting lineup and off the bench. And in their game on Saturday against Baylor, which they lost, only 3 guys played off the bench, and they got really limited minutes from one of those 3. Stevie Clark was one of the few that got substantial minutes off the bench. So it looks like right now our Oklahoma State beat writer John Helsley, talking earlier today a little bit about this to me, said that a guy by the name of Jeffrey Carroll, who's redshirting this year, a 6'6" shooter who is apparently lighting it up in practice as a shooter, is a possible guy to replace him to take off that red shirt after more than half the season. But they're in such dire need, they may need him just to have that depth to throw out there against these teams in the Big 12.
Well, we'll get a glimpse of the Cowboys tonight. They host Iowa State. It's Big Monday in Stillwater. The game tips off at 8 p.m. Our John Helsley and Damon Fontenot will be there. Jenni, thanks for the analysis and your time today.
Yep.
More coverage in the Oklahoman every day and online at newsok.com.